are going over the swinging phase of the walking cycle. In particular, for those of you who feel like you have a stiff leg that is always getting stuck on the ground, or you just always feel like you have a hard time bringing that leg through, this video is for you, because by the end of this video, you're gonna have a brief understanding or a simplified understanding of why this is happening. You're gonna learn the best drills that you can do to help free up that leg and improve your ability to swing. And then at the very end, we're gonna go over some very cheap items that you can buy on Amazon that you can wear when you're walking that will significantly help improve the swinging phase of the walking cycle and start retraining your brain to be able to swing that leg through without those tools, or hopefully eventually without those tools. If you're new to this channel, I'm Tara. I'm a neurologic physical therapist, and on this channel we talk about anything and everything related to mobility, health, fitness, and mindset to empower you with as many tools to reach your highest maximum level after a neurologic injury. And all that said, let's do a deep dive into the swinging phase of the walking cycle. So, what is the most common reason that I see as to why people cannot bring their leg through when they're trying to swing it through? First and foremost, it's important to understand, big picture, that the swing phase of walking is very, very passive. So what does that mean? I would say the biggest mistake I see people making is that they are giving themselves active commands. Think about it. Your leg is just a pendulum. In that swinging phase, you're moving your body forward, and it's kind of like, just based on physics, your leg is just kind of following along for the ride. But if you have a stiff leg due to spasticity and you start thinking active commands, meaning you're thinking about bringing that leg through, and you have something that we call, and I talk about this quite often, I'm not going to go into a deep dive into it in this video because I've explained it a lot in recent videos, but if you have an extensor synergy pattern, meaning you primarily rely on this ingrained extensor movement with your leg, and you are giving yourself some sort of an active command like lift the leg or bring the leg through, and your body has already started to rely quite heavily on an extensor synergy pattern, your leg, this is just my hypothesis based on what I see, I don't know exactly what's going on in someone's brain with a lot of these neurologic conditions, but you're giving yourself an active command and your brain just automatically knows to use that extensor synergy pattern because that's what it's become reliant on. Your leg is trying to extend, you're trying to move it, you're trying to bring it through, and the harder you try, the more it goes into extension. So why is that super important? Most of the drills that we're gonna go over today are learning how to relax the leg. You've gotta relax the leg, okay? If there's any take-home message that I could possibly give from this entire video, you're getting it right at the beginning of the video, and that is to relax the leg. If you turned this video off right now and that's the only thing you focused on, I guarantee you you're gonna be swinging that leg through a little bit easier. But of course we're not gonna do that because some of you, that leg is so stiff that even if you try with all your might to think about relaxing that leg, it still doesn't relax. Well, then you're gonna wanna continue to watch this video because we're gonna go over drills that you can do to help relax that leg. So that's step one. And then step two is, how do you bring the leg forward? Because now you do have to think a little bit about bringing the leg forward. How do you bring the leg forward while still keeping it relaxed? And for that, we're gonna go through a couple of drills, but that's also where the tools or the items that you can buy on Amazon will be effective in helping with that. I hope all that made sense. Enough about all the explaining. Let's go ahead and dive into the exercises. So for this first exercise, like I said, we're just learning how to relax the leg. Now, what we're trying to do is relax the knee with the hip straight. If you can notice, this is kind of like the beginning of the swinging phase of the walking cycle, because your leg is more towards the back, which your hip is extended, so that's why we're in this position. And then we just want to relax that knee. All we're trying to do is just relax that leg. Once you can do that, now I have a weight on my ankle because that's going to help you to relax that knee or bend that knee. Then what you want to try and do is go from straight, because that's the standing phase, right? Your knee is nice and straight, and then relax. That's another hard transition for a lot of people to make with their leg after a neurologic injury, is being able to lock it out straight and then letting it relax. So this is the standing phase of walking, swing phase. Stand, swing. Stand and swing. Just let that knee fall. And then next, we're gonna try and work on that swinging phase, but take that idea or that cue out of your head that you have to lift your leg. So how do we do that? We just step up onto a block, swing it through, swing it back and down. All right, we're just getting used to kind of that pendulum motion of the leg without really having to bend your knee. So you can really just focus on relaxing that leg, okay? So up onto a little step, hold on for this one, let it swing, and then bring it back down. Step up, let it swing a few times. You don't have to use the weight. For some people, it does make it a little bit easier because you can get kind of like a little bit of that momentum or that pendulum motion. But if you find that your leg is just becoming more spastic with the weight on there, then just take the weight off. And try it without the weight. And just let that leg swing forwards and back. And then down, step up, let that leg swing. Remember, the whole goal of this exercise is to go from what you're probably doing now, which is a very active command, and transferring that or making that more of a passive command. Up, let it dangle, let it swing, and then back down. Now be very careful when you set your foot back down. And also, I get this question a lot in the comments whenever I make videos like this where I'm doing walking drills. Wear your AFO for this one. There are some where you wouldn't, but for this one, I would definitely wear your AFO. It's just going to help that leg to relax even a little bit better, a little bit more when you have your AFO on, in my opinion. And then back down. All right, and then some of you probably already knew what I was gonna pull out if you've been here for a while, and it's this resistance band belt. Absolutely love this for relaxing the leg. What you're doing is you're using the resistance band to help pull that leg up. Now, if you have a really stiff leg, I would put multiple bands, not just one, because you're gonna need a lot of resistance to help get that knee to bend. Again, all of this is trying to do is to allow your brain to think more passive cues, more passive. Relax the leg, relax the leg. And you want it on the back here. I know a lot of you probably think you put it on the front because you tell me this. I gotta lift my leg to bring it through, lift it to bring it through, right? But you don't have to do that. If you can figure out how to relax the leg when it's way back here, it's passive. It'll just come through. All right, now I know that's hard because you've probably caught your toe enough times that your brain just really wants to make sure you clear that foot. So what a lot of you do is you swing your leg around the side. But if you really work on this drill consistently every single day, you will get to a point where you are not scuffing that foot or catching that toe if you learn how to relax the leg. For some of you, that's still not going to be enough because you just have so much spasticity or tone in that leg. And that's where tools can be so helpful in giving your brain an opportunity to start experimenting with those passive commands. And one tool is shoe lift on the uninvolved side. So that's why I put the tape on my leg so that it's very clear that the lift goes on the uninvolved side. And what this does is it kind of creates a similar activity to that one we did with your foot on the step. You're raising yourself up on this leg. So it just gives you a little bit more like clearance on this foot. And a lot of times that's all it takes. Once you realize that you're not going to catch that foot, it allows your brain to be a little bit more relaxed when you're swinging that leg through. So I really, really like this. Now, it's not, you can't like walk around town in it. It's really just something that you could use to do some drills around your house or to really practice, get the repetitions in of relaxing that leg when you swing it through. But it's pretty cheap and you can buy it on Amazon. So I'll put a link for this in the description below. I think it's called an Even Up. It's meant for people that have like a cast shoe or a walking boot to kind of even their legs out. But so it's not really intended for this, so be careful when you're wearing it. But again, I'll put a link for that in the description below. And then there's one other tool that I recently came across or was introduced to, and that is these shoes. They're called the Cadence Shoes. These things are amazing if you are trying to work on swinging that leg through because they're slippery on the bottom. So they have these little skis on the front of them. And what this does is a lot of times your foot kind of catches back here, and that's when your brain kind of goes into that panic mode, and that's when that leg stiffens up. So what I've done in the past, and I've shown this in other videos, is we put a little duct tape on the front of the shoe to kind of decrease that friction on the toe of the shoe. Well, this company came up with a shoe that actually has a little ski on the front of the shoe. So when your foot catches back here, it just slides through. Now, they're not perfect. I've had them for a few months now and I've tried them with a few patients. I will say the one downside to them is they take a little bit of time to get used to. And some patients don't feel super comfortable in them because they're slippery on the front. So if you have a leg that shoots out straight when you go to stand up sometimes, it'll definitely do that with these shoes on. Now, some of the tricks or tips that the company gives is just to kind of keep your weight more on the back of the shoes because they're regular rubber soles in the back. So if you can keep your weight on the back of the shoe when you stand, then you'll be just fine, okay? And then again, it's really for this part of the walking cycle right here, because that's where that ski is on underneath the ball of the foot. And so that's where the slipperiness is on these shoes. Again, I've been using duct tape on the fronts of the shoes for years and years for people to get this kind of a sensation. And so now in the duct tape kind of wears off and you got to kind of keep retaping it. So these pucks on the bottoms of these shoes really do solve for that. Now, one claim that the company does make is that they've made it better than duct tape because when you put pressure on your foot, there's actually rubber in the middle. So the way that the shoes are designed to work is that when your body weight goes onto it, the middle of the shoe, which is still rubber, gets a little traction on the ground. I haven't found that to work. The owner or the designer of them says it really has to do with your body weight. But again, I think it's multifactorial. I would say that's one area that I haven't really seen it work out as well. So just they are slippery, but for a lot of people, they will absolutely make you feel more confident when you're walking because you're not going to get that toe catch. So again, for the right person, I think these shoes are absolutely amazing. If you want to learn more about them, I will put a link in the description below. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, and you want to see more videos about how to fix a stiff leg, you definitely want to check out the playlist that is going to be somewhere over here, where you will find a ton more tips to help you with your stiff leg. But also, if you're new to this channel, before you leave, I would love it if you'd hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. It really helps this channel out and it helps these videos to get out to more people. I enjoyed spending time with y'all today, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.